I saved a bunch of beauty empties for you all because I just need to tell you about them. Some of these are great products, some of them not so much. I've got skincare, I've got makeup in here. Let's get into some beauty empties. One of the things that is always in my empties, no matter what kind it is, are the Garnier micellar waters. They are my favorite micellar waters. Vichy also has some good micellar waters, but I love these so much. I was actually going to do a whole breakdown of all the different Garnier micellar waters because I've tried all of them, or at least the ones that are available in the US. There is one version that's not available in the US, but I have tried them all over and over again. They are my favorite micellar waters. I have been doing more of the new technique, I guess it's new to me, of cleansing my skin in the morning with micellar water instead of fully washing my face, unless I have done like a mask or a treatment or something like that. It's a little bit more gentle and I don't need to really strip my skin completely in the morning. This really works really well for that. I would say right now my favorite is the peeling version because I think it has a little bit more of that exfoliant kind of ingredient. It's 1% PHA and glycolic acid, but gentle enough to use on your skin every day. I have already repurchased this, and then I always keep minis of the different other types. So this one is the vitamin C version, and I like this one. I don't feel like it did anything unique and special, but I still love it and use it. This one is the hyaluronic acid, and this one is just really hydrating. I like this one too, but these are sort of in the middle category. And then I always keep a hydrating version. I tend to like this rose water and glycerin one, or I'll go back to the aloe one. I feel like these are a little bit more hydrating than the original formula. And then I always keep this formula, which is the waterproof biphase cleanser slash like makeup remover, because that biphaseness in it really helps to get off mascara or makeup mistakes, you know, from putting things on my hands, swatching and stuff like that. So I always keep that. So there's always going to be at least 3 Garnier micellar waters in my collection. I love them. Olay actually makes one of my favorite makeup wipes because it actually keeps like a moistness to them that helps get the makeup off. These are the Olay, what are they called? The makeup remover wipes that help remove mascara and long wear makeup. These are really good. Typically what I do is use a makeup wipe and put a little bit of Garnier micellar water on the makeup wipe to get off heavier makeup. I keep going back to these because, like I said, they keep a moistness that I really like and don't dry out. I've been trying some other makeup wipes as well. Right now, I'm testing these. These are really popular on TikTok Shop and all the makeup girlies love them. These are just okay so far. I'm not going to fully count them out, but they're just okay. What I will say about these is that these have the thickness of each wipe that used to be how standard makeup wipes were. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you've been wearing makeup for a long time, you know that makeup wipes are super thin right now. They're just getting real cheap. But back in the day, like, a makeup wipe would be more thick. This has the heaviness and like thicker consistency of makeup wipe, but it doesn't stay super moist. So I find myself having to put more of my micellar water on this to get all the makeup off. But I do like the quality of the actual wipe, if that makes sense. Anyway, I use makeup wipes, but then I also use makeup removing oils, balms, and my one size makeup remover spray. So before anybody comments and says makeup wipes are too harsh on your skin, you see my skin. I'm all right. I'll survive. I use a mix of all sorts of things. That's part of what I love about beauty, is that there are different options for different times in your life, different seasons of life, and you know, for different people. These got popular on social media as well, and I fell for it and I wasted my money. These are the Clean Skin Club. I think they're calling them facial wipes, but beauties have been using them as makeup wipes. I don't like these. The wipe itself, you see how huge this wipe is. This is a really large wipe. It's got a thicker consistency. I think maybe these are helpful as like general facial wipes, non-makeup. So if you have just like some skincare and you want to kind of, I don't know, wipe off a mask or something like that, maybe these would work. Like I said, they're thicker, they are large. This has a fiber on it. I don't know if I could like show you what it is, but this kind of fibrous towel leaves like little hairs, little strings and stuff like that over your skin. Even when I did use it, now that I'm thinking about it, even when I did use it on just skincare days, like when taking a makeup wipe off and just kind of trying to get essentially sunscreen and skincare off before cleansing my skin, this still left those little hairs that were so annoying to the point where I kept trying, kept trying. I've got 2 left, this one and this one. This is a 30 pack, so I gave it 28 good tries. I don't like these. I will never buy these again. I will say the Clean Skin Club towels that people use for skincare that are dry, that you just use to pat off your skincare or dry your face, those are better. I don't get like the little strings of fibers on those, but I also don't feel like it's necessary to use those because I just use white, actually they're baby cloths, white baby cloths to pat my skin dry after cleansing and things like that. And then I wash those, so I use more of a reusable version. Anyway, those are good. These are bad. I wouldn't suggest buying them, especially for makeup. Keeping with the skincare, this is the Pacifica Kale Detox Deep Cleansing Facial Wash. This is actually a dupe. I really do think, and I've tested this many times, I've used it all. This is a dupe for the Youth to the People Kale Cleanser, and I got it based off of that premise because I saw beauties talking about it online saying that it was a dupe. This is a dupe. I do think that this cleanses the skin in the same way. It foams up really well. It smells the same. And I think overall it cleanses the skin with a, how do I say? That's not a dryness, but it's a deep clean. Some people like that squeaky clean, like nothing left on the skin type of cleanser. That's what this does. That's what the Youth to the People does to me. I still have the Youth to the People. I have travel sizes, so I keep those for travel because those tend to be the times where I want like a deep clean because I'm gonna maybe put a mask on and add a lot of deep hydration back to the skin. This is a great cleanser. I really feel like it does a great job, and I would repurchase it if I didn't have so many other cleansers to get through. It's hard to show you the consistency for this one, but this is the Beekman Milkshake Hyaluronic Acid Squalene Facial Toner Mist. It's got mugwort, goat milk, and probiotic extract. I actually have another one of these that I need to get through, but I don't know. I thought that I was going to be wowed by the biphase, like mix it up and get a mist with the sort of oily, not oily, but yeah, like a oil hydration mix. And I thought that it was going to leave my skin feeling like a mist and hydrating toner in one. And no, I got mist and oil more than anything like that, but it wasn't enough to make me feel like I needed to skip a hydration toner or skip a serum. And I wanted it to feel like that. I have one of the other ones I'm going to talk about makes me feel like I have an actual layer of hydration on my face. This made me feel like I had a layer of like oil, like a light oil on my face, which is good for some beauties. If you're looking for something like that, this would be really great. I feel like the spray came out really nicely. I was able to get it over my face and then sort of like smoothly pat it in. I feel like it gave a really good mix of water to oil once you shake it up, but I don't know if I feel like this is worth the price because I was looking for visible and feeling of hydration, and I got the look and feel of a facial oil in a spray format. So maybe you'll like that. This is just okay. The beauty community is obsessed with these hypochlorous acid sprays, and originally I thought it was just like being viral and it was just a phase, but I see it now. Like after finishing this one and the Tower 28 facial hypochlorous acid spray, I'm hooked on it. This is the Badescu hypochlorous acid spray, and if you are wondering like why do people care about these, this is a calming mist, especially if your face is feeling agitated, like maybe you just came from having a bunch of acne on your skin that's just calmed down, or you have a little bit of irritation, a little bit of itchiness or something like that. Like it's going to calm the skin, and it really does. I have used this when I had like a little flare up of acne on my skin, and I was treating that, but I just felt like my skin was just agitated, sprayed it over my face, let it sink into the skin, and it really does give you temporary kind of a soothing relief to the skin. I'm going to always keep a mini version of something like this because, we all go through times where we, have done something to our skin, or our skin is just like not reacting the way we want it to. This version from Mario Badescu, I think, is a good dupe to the Tower 28 spray. I originally tried that one and immediately thought, gosh, I really like this one. I think it's a good product, but I don't want to pay that much for the product, even the mini size. This one from Mario Badescu is one of the least expensive that I've tried. Some other drugstore brands have actually come out with some hypochlorous acid sprays. I think Milani has one out right now, and who else was I thinking of? There's another drugstore brand that has some out right now, so I may try those. I trust Mario Badescu, especially for things that are supposed to be simple, not too many ingredients, does what it says it's going to do. I will continue to keep minis of these. This is a great product. This is the Summer Fridays, their Jet Lag Skin Soothing Mist. I just have a little bit in here left, but it's pretty much empty at this point. I love this. This is one of those products that I am still mad that I love because it costs so much, but I already have a backup. I love this. You know, I have combination oily skin. So for me, that means that I get oilier in my T-zone and drier around my mouth. Specifically during the fall, winter time, I live in the Midwest, and so we get seasons. Like, we get the seasons real hard. And especially in the fall, winter, I'm always looking for a step after cleansing that is hydrating for my skin. I often am using exfoliating products for my toner, so it's helpful for me to have another step that is either a hydrating toner, so essentially like an exfoliating toner or a treatment toner of some kind, and then a hydrating toner after that before going into serum and stuff like that. This is exactly what I had been looking for the longest time, because I use facial sprays. I use the regular Mario Badescu facial sprays, but those ones are more of a carrier step, so it's just like something to get some hydration back on your face before moving to a serum or something like that. This one actually feels like I'm putting some sort of hydrating layer that stays on the skin and then helps to absorb the next step. If you like something like that, some beauties that have dry skin, mature skin, you'll love something like this. This is also really great if you want to start to expand your skincare routine, but you're not ready to get into all these like 5, 6, 7 skincare steps. So for example, if you do cleanser and sunscreen, or cleanser and a moisturizer, and you're like, you know what, my face is starting to feel dry or something like that, try something like this. It's got a milkiness to it. It sprays out really nicely like fans over the face, and then you can either pat it in or just leave it to let it sink into the skin, and you will feel like you have a good hydration step for your next step. So whether that's sunscreen or moisturizer. Also, for me, if I am having a day where I feel like my skin is dry, and say I just have skincare on, you can mist this over your face to sort of add back that hydration that you feel like you're missing. This is a great overall spray. I also bought, I can't remember the brand. I bought a spray that's supposed to be a dupe for this as well to try. And then of course I have another version of this, but I'm always going to go back to it. This is one of those products that are at a luxury price point, but it's worth it. If you made it this far, go ahead and follow Nubelease here on YouTube, and go ahead and follow at Nubelease on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, and check out Nubelease.com, where I am always writing blog posts and putting out content that really doesn't get seen anywhere else on social media. Check out Nubelease.com and go ahead and like and share and subscribe here as well. As much as I want to, I still just do not like the Rhode glazing milk. I did a review on this product probably over a year ago, and I keep trying it, but I still don't like it. This is what they're calling their glazing milk. It is a ceramide facial essence, so it comes out as like a milky hydrating toner. So it's not a spray, it comes out as like a milky toner, and I just don't think it does anything. I think it sits on top of the skin, doesn't sink in. I've been talking a lot about hydration that I feel like sinks into the skin, and you can feel your skin being hydrated and it lasts. This doesn't do that. This gives that really aesthetic, hydrated glow to the skin that sinks in and then it goes away. So when you see beauties, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, when you see beauties on social media using this as a part of their routine, their skin looks glowy, glazed, beautiful, but it doesn't stay that way. It sinks into the skin, and it sinks into the skin in a way that doesn't feel like there's anything left. So it's kind of like it goes away I don't see that as being useful. I need all my products, especially at a price point like this, to do something. If I wanted something to just like look glazy and glowy for a video, sure, but I need my stuff to work. I paid the money for it. I'm not on PR. I need it to work. This wasn't doing nothing for me. I feel like Vichy is a slept on brand. They do such a great job with their products. This is the Vichy. There you go. This is the Vichy sunscreen. It is their UVH daily sunscreen. This is SPF 60 and it's got the UVA UVB protection. This is a really great sunscreen, but it's not exactly like doing anything remarkably different. I will say it's very thin and it sinks into the skin really well for a natural finish. It's not super glowy or anything like that. It's definitely not matte. I think it's a natural finish, thin sunscreen with SPF 60, which is really good because, hey, we want the protection. We want the biggest SPF protection as we can get. The American Academy of Dermatology recommends SPF 30 or more. So this is really great for that. I love it. I think it was a really great product. I got through it. Would I buy it again? Probably not, only because there are so many other sunscreens that I'm testing or trying, but based on if I was just looking for a dependable sunscreen, no white cast, this is a chemical sunscreen. So the active ingredients are the ivabenzone, homosalate, the octisalate, and the octocrylene. So this is a chemical sunscreen, but if it was just something that I wanted to use and depend on week after week, month after month, this is it. This is a really great sunscreen. I finished up this Tower 28 moisturizer. This is from their Rescue line. So their daily barrier recovery cream. This is part of their SOS line. So they have a cleanser, they have a moisturizer, they have their, what else do they have in this line? Do they have a serum in this line? I'll check. They may have a serum in this line. I got minis of these because I wanted to test it out, and I think this is a really good moisturizer, but I don't think it's special. So I feel like it does give you a nice, even hydration, but nothing particularly special. Maybe that's a good thing because this whole line is formulated for those who have like bothersome skin. They have a seal on it that it says like it's accepted for the National Eczema Association. So I think it is supposed to be kind of neutral, something that doesn't irritate the skin or do too much, especially if you're having a skin flare up. So for that reason, I think it's good. It was good, but that's it, just good. This is a body product, but I wanted to put this in here specifically because I think that I haven't heard many people talk about it. This is the Inkey Glycolic Exfoliating Body Stick. So this is a product that you put on, it's a chemical exfoliant. You put it onto your skin and then you're supposed to notice, it says it's a specialist exfoliating treatment for multiple concerns. You're supposed to notice an evening and a smoothing of the skin. It's for the body. So they say you can use it like on elbows, knees. I exclusively use this on the bottom of my feet, like my heels specifically, and like around the edges of my feet. This works. It really does work, but you need to be consistent with it, and you have to be careful in terms of, is your skin sensitive to more serious exfoliants? Like this is a chemical exfoliant peel type of product. There isn't going to be any physical peel happening to your skin, but it does have that like chemicalness that if you put too much on and you have sensitive skin, you may feel like a tingling or burning. So you have to be really careful. For that reason, I used it a little bit on my knees, but like I said, mostly on the bottoms of my heels. And let me tell you, using this for a few weeks, I could already tell the difference in like the smoothness and evenness of my heels. Because it's at a good price point, I think this is worth giving it a try. Again, just be careful about where you're putting it. This is a good product. One thing about me, I am going to have a chapstick. I have a ton of these Burt's Bees chapsticks because I always keep them. I am typically somebody who puts chapstick on before my lipstick and gloss and stuff like that. I love these. I've never been a Carmex person. I just love my Burt's Bees. They're thin, slippy, hydrating. I have tons of these. I get like a new set every season. So these are all of my like fall winter ones. I have salted caramel here. I have a vanilla cone. I have chai tea, pumpkin spice, what else? Cranberry spritz, and vanilla maple. I go through all of these. Right now, I have a bunch of like spring, summer ones. I think I just opened a mango. I will continue to buy these and continue to use them forever. I have finished 2 of these e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms. I have it in a few different of the scents. It won't focus. There we go. This is what they look like. They're really tiny, actually. This one is bubblegum, and this one is in the scent Vanilla Frosting. I really like these. Like, these are some of my favorite little balms, glossy balms to just like have around the house and put into my pockets or small purses. These are only, how many ounces is this? This is 6 grams or 0.21 ounces. One of the things I would like to say about these is, although I like them, they're high gloss, they have a little like cute smell to them, not overpowering smell, really slippy on the lips, and like I said, small. One of the things you got to note about this is that these are very small considering the sizes of even drugstore lip balms. And so it's really inexpensive. I think these are under $5, but they really shrunk down the size on these. So keep that in mind if you do want to try them, that they may not be, if you're a price per ounce baddie, they may not be as good a deal as you're used to getting from e.l.f. because they are so small. The lashes that I have on today are from LYS. It's in their uplifted pre-glued lash cluster style. So you get 10 millimeters, 12 millimeters, and 4 millimeters. So like really tiny ones all the way out to the end. I love these. As a matter of fact, I got these on a whim, and I'm so glad that I bought them that I'm like really wanting to get more of them. I think they do a really good job of sticking onto your lashes. They're easy to use. I've reused them by just adding a little bit of glue to like extend the wear of them. I love these. I think I'm going to look to see if they have more of these. I'm not sure if they're phasing out of these because I haven't seen like new styles or new launches. I love these. This is a great grab if you can find them. I am sad that I finally had to let go. I didn't actually finish these, but I have to let go of my Colé concealers because they are just too old at this point. This is what they look like. It's their skin enhancer concealer. So they call this like it's almost like a serum concealer. I have it in the shades Deep 1 and Deep 2. I love this. They're so thin and lightweight, but if you let them sit for a little bit, it builds up a little bit more in coverage. I feel like if you start off with just some dabs and blend it in, that's light coverage, and it can get up to a light medium coverage. Love these. These are also really good for just dabbing around your face to cover up some imperfections. I'm so sad that they won't be selling these anymore because Colé is no longer in business. But I love them for however long I had them. They're just too old now and they gotta get out of my collection. So sad. These were so good. This is the Anastasia brow. This is their tinted brow, volumizing brow. What is it called? The volumized tinted brow gel. I have it in the shade dark brown. This is not finished. I didn't completely finish it, but I'm getting rid of it because I just can't stand it anymore. I was trying for the longest to make it work. I don't really like it, but it's not the formula that's the problem with this. It's the design of the wand. So this is a mini and they do sell it in a full size. The shade itself is good. It is the dark brown shade. And one of the things I always tell beauties, if you're my skin tone, you can use dark brown. I tend to prefer dark brown for brows and not black. I think that it pairs better with like 1B hair or, soft black hair. If you have really, really deep jet black hair, then maybe you could go with like a black shade, but I'm using deep browns today. I almost always get the deepest brown in brow products. I'll get some footage of what this wand looks like. It's really hard to see from here, but it's like a regular mini wand, but then it's got little pieces of it that sticks out, and those little pieces, there you go, those little pieces at the top are what you're supposed to be able to use to brush through your brows and get more of the pigment onto your brows. It doesn't do that. It just ends up being messy, like really messy to try to get those like extra fibers, those extra hairs or bristles at the end to do anything. So then I end up using it just as a regular tinted brow gel and forget about using the top pieces because they just stick out and they're not thin enough or fine enough to actually do anything on the ends. It just becomes kind of like a messy experience that I didn't like. The actual formula is nice, but I have to just say this is just okay. I appreciate them trying to do some innovation, but it just was too messy and the learning curve was just too much. I stuck with it for as long as I could, but I'm ready for it to go. Speaking of brow products, I have the e.l.f. brow pencil. This is their ultra fine brow pencil, microfine brow pencil, and this is in the shade Espresso. So like I was saying before, I always go with the deepest brown. I have this in my brows today. This is an old one. I love this so much that I already got a new one because I use it almost every day at this point. So I don't have any that I could like, show you, but this is what it looks like in my brows. I love an ultra fine brow pencil now. It is just so easy to get those hair-like strokes. I used to not like thin brow pencils because I felt like it was hard to use, but now that I'm used to doing my brows, I love this. It gives like a sharp end. I can fill in a little bit or a lot. It lasts a long time. I love this brow pencil, and it's inexpensive, so I just continue to grab it. Great product. One of my favorite prestige or Sephora level brow products is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. It's probably not going to zoom in on this, but I'll show you. I have it in the shade 4.5. This is one of my favorite microfine brow pencils, and this kind of like got me into it. I think the e.l.f. is like definitely like the ultra fine thinnest brow pencil. This one is probably like a half a size larger than this, and so if you're someone that wants a more wider fill to just easily get in and doesn't need too much precision, this is a good option. I've purchased this probably 5 or 6 times. Like, I do continue to go back to it. I think that this brow pencil is something that I won't be buying as much of because, to be honest, it's been so good for so long. There are other brands that have just duped it at less price, so it really is no point for me to continue to buy the expensive version of it. I hate to say that because I love this product, but the drugstore brow pencils have me in a chokehold right now because they have been duping styles like this from brands like Benefit Cosmetics for a long time. Now, a brow product that I do love that is like the fill tinted brow type product is this one from e.l.f. I've purchased this a few times. No, not even a few times. This probably like this is my 4th one probably. This is their e.l.f. Wow Brow, and this is in the shade, I don't know, but it's probably their darkest brown shade. I love this. This is like an easy, quick fill, but it's not going to give you a lot of precision. It's the kind that has those little like actual fibers that add hairs into your brows. So if you're someone who has thin brows or some spacing between your brow hairs, this is a great option. The only thing that I would say about this is that you run out of this really quickly. There's not a lot of product in here, so being an under $5 product, if you're using it every day, you're gonna run out of it. And that's the most annoying thing. They need to come out with an XL size or something like that, but I love this product. I have a lot of e.l.f. empties, which is really interesting, but this is the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. So this is what it looks like. This is supposed to be a dupe of the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, which is a very popular mascara, a tubing mascara that gives you lift and volume, and of course does not smudge, because that is the whole point of having those type of mascaras, the tubing mascaras, because they stick onto your lashes and they don't come off real easily. So this is their dupe of that, and I don't like this. I don't think that it really did much for my lashes. I have short and sparse lashes, so it takes a really good mascara to give me lift and volume and not just separate and put black pigment on my lashes and I'm left with like 3 lashes. It takes a really good formula. This is not as good as the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. Now, it's been a while since I've tried that mascara and I thought it was good. I think this is just okay. I don't think they did a great job at duping it. Does nothing for my short and sparse lashes, so I tried. A drugstore mascara that I absolutely love, though, is this one from CoverGirl. This is their Lash Blast Super Cloud Mascara. This is a slept-on mascara. It is so good. I don't know how they formulated this, but maybe it's the brush, maybe it's the formula, but this gives me volume, separation, definition, like that flutter effect. I love this mascara down. I would be repurchasing this if it wasn't for the fact that I have other new mascaras that I've been using. And so when I'm done with that, this is one of the formulas I will come back to. When it comes to mascara in general, though, there are only a few prestige or luxury formulas that I feel like are worth it. If I'm going to grab a mascara, it's likely going to be a drugstore mascara from like Maybelline, L'Oreal, or CoverGirl, because they just get it right. A mascara that is luxury that I've tried recently was the Lancôme Lash Idol Curl Goddess. This one did not impress me in the way that I wanted it to. This has a hook type wand and the bristles are kind of spinning around the brush. I wanted this to do way more than it did. This was just, okay to good. It definitely deposited pigment onto my lashes and gave it a little bit of definition. It didn't really add that much. This is supposed to give you a lot of curl to your lash. I feel like if you already have long lashes and you need just that curl and lift, then it'll do something. But because I'm struggling in all the lash categories, it didn't do that much. It's just an okay mascara. I was a little bit disappointed though because Lancome has good mascaras, and so I was like, ooh, this would be a great mascara. It's just okay. Let me know your thoughts. I went through a lot of different categories, but I also have a bunch of fragrance empties. Let me know in the comments what type of empties are most helpful for you. Is it fragrance empties? Is it makeup? Is it skincare? Is it body care? I have been keeping all of my empties, and so I've got them in my closet back there. So whatever you all want to see or what is helpful for you, I will prioritize that first. Let me know your thoughts on all these products. If you have questions or anything like that, let me know. And go ahead and follow my channel. Of course, follow Nubelease here on YouTube. Follow on all social media platforms at Nubelease. And go ahead and check out Nubelease.com for more reviews, all things beauty, skincare, nail care, lots of things to see over there. And I will see you next time.